Okay, let's just... So we're live on Instagram today. Welcome back. Let's get the streams up and running. YouTube, just let me upload a quick thumbnail. And then we'll be... There we go. All right. Get rid of Bloomberg in the background. And we'll add our music. We just need to add the music now. And then we'll be all good. There we go. Get rid of that. And away we go. I think we're live everywhere. Morning, Kyle. Yeah, I was watching PTGX. Morning, J-Spec. Morning, Ed. I was just taking a look at that a couple of seconds ago. It popped up, then kind of dropped off. So I thought, oh, we might get a nice move here, but no, it went up to 22 and then popped back down again. So we'll see. We'll add that to the list, shall we? PTGX. I'll put that on the small screen down there at the bottom so you can actually see that. Morning, Penn State. Good to see you again. What else is moving at the moment? So PTGX below the VWAP, below $19. Not really interested to the long side. Traded this before between 15 and 17, it seems. I've got resistance lines on that. So this this support resistance line here at 1746 I've got drawn on there is being respected today. That's, I don't know when that was drawn or the last time I traded this, but there you go. Power of technical analysis. Virax, I did have a look at Virax. Virax is a low. I'll put it on the list here so we can watch it. But it's a low price stock, but it's up huge amounts this morning. It really is, and I called this out on the Discord there, Vol. So OAL, it's up huge amounts. It's gone from kind of 70 cents up to 160, $1.60, 160 cents, $1.60. So Virax is up a considerable amount today, about 140% at the peak. No problem at all, Kyle. So there are always unusual options for AI. AI is a strange old critter, but it's not on the scanners at the moment. I'll take a quick look at the chart. 3CAI. Yeah, it's not great volume at the minute. So options activity is only in the regular market anyway, so you can't trade options in pre-market or after hours for that matter. So see what the volume entails at the open in an hour's time. I think the Fed chair is going to be speaking before 10 o'clock, just before 10 o'clock as well. So we'll see what he says when he addresses the House. Let's put some light on, shall we? There we go. Yeah, there's not a lot of us. There's not a lot moving at the moment. AMAM made a nice little move, but it doesn't look like something that is sustaining. So this was Ambrox Biopharma. It's had a really good day yesterday, held most of its gains. So if you put this on the 15, you'll see what I'm talking about. Had a really good day yesterday, held most of its gains overnight. A little bit of a gap down, and then so we may get continuation on Ambrox Biopharma. But what I would say is be careful with this one, because if I remember rightly, this one has an offering registered. Let me just double check if it's this one I was talking about yesterday. SEC filings, that's what I'm looking for. Format. No, there isn't. I can't see one anyway. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Back in December now. There you go. So last offering was down at August the 5th that I can see. So it does have a shelf there, but let's see. Why is it moving today? Or why did it move yesterday? That's a good question. They transferred from the NYSE to the Nasdaq. That's why they moved up yesterday. That was it. They moved from Nasdaq to NYSE, from NYSE to Nasdaq. That was yesterday. But it's kept most of its gains. I can check Rivian for you. It doesn't, unless there's something moving with it. It doesn't tend to have a lot of volume pre-market, but today it does. So very sideways yesterday, and had a bit of a sell-off after hours. But it's 16 18 is where it's at right now. So let's see what happens. Might be interesting at the open. It's down on the day at the moment, 5% down on the day, but there's a double bottom formation here overnight. We'll see if that gets green on the day. That could be interesting if it does. That's Rivian. Hey Thomas. Lurathon. Gone green on the day. Not good, not a huge volume, but we'll see. Made a lovely move yesterday. Look at it on the 15-minute. Made a lovely move yesterday. I was able to get pretty much all of the majority of this move yesterday. I got 14,000 out of it. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get me out of the hole, and it got me close to out of the hole, and then I gave back a whole bunch. So I finished 11,000 down yesterday. Still 11,000 down, which is, I suppose, it's an improvement on the 20,000 where I was at, but still not good. Well, there you go. Just got to wait for something to materialize, something with a decent volume. Let's have a look at Virax. Worldwide International. The easiest, so the easy, it's not easy. The best way to do it is you walk away from your loss. Money never sleeps. Walk away from your loss, and then when you come back for the next session, because I break it down into two sessions. I break it down into the pre-market and the open, and then I go and take a break, I walk the dog, clear my head, come back, and I start it as a new session. So that's what I do. You don't try to, and again, and the other thing is what I used to do, which I don't do anymore. What I used to do is, if I take a big hit, I try and make it back in a single trade, and you would never do that normally. So if you end up like 15k down, you wouldn't go to try and make 15k on every trade, on a single trade. But that's what happens when you start revenge trading. So then you hold on to a position, you get into a problem, you stop taking profits as you go in, because you wanted to make it all back in a single go, and you oversize. And so it's about, okay, just scale back and look for base hits. So yesterday, back into drawdown, which I spent most of February in drawdown. So back into drawdown yesterday. So today it's about base hits. It's about scaling back, starting a little bit smaller. I get the opportunity scaling in, but not shooting from the hip, not gunslinging. I'm be more of a sniper than a gunslinger. I've been hearing that for a long time there, Klaatu. I've heard it about various different. I've heard it about Neo. I've heard it about Mullen. I've heard it about Rivian. So many I've heard that about, and quite frankly, because it's a new age technology, electrical vehicles is the new age of transportation, and this is my opinion, just the opinions of a meanderings of a fat guy on the internet, by the way. So what you're finding is you're getting a lot of innovative and forward-thinking companies that are not making money, that have got great ideas and great concepts, but they're losing money. And what will happen is the more innovative companies will get either acquired for the technology or acquired in whole by one of the bigger auto manufacturers. We had a period there in the 90s where there was a whole bunch of auto manufacturers that got acquired by bigger auto manufacturers because they couldn't compete financially. And it's going to be the same with the EV space. You're going to get a lot of these smaller niche players in the EV space will just be acquired by General Motors or BMW or whoever, Toyota, A, for the technology, or B, in part, and become a franchise of the larger one. So, I mean, if you look at like Skoda, for example, is a franchise of Volkswagen. So, you know. Well, that's down to pornography, Klaatu. So, Batu on TikTok just said, yeah, do you remember Betamax? It had the best technology, but competing against VHS, it lost and went bankrupt. Yeah, that was down to the porn industry. Not a lot of people know this, but the reason that VHS won over Betamax was not down to it being superior technology. It was the technology that was adopted by the American pornography industry as the celluloid default standard, and that's where they initially made a lot of the money with. And as a result, mainstream video makers went down that route and followed the porn industry, and the rest is history, as they say. Betamax lost and VHS won. I'm full of trivial information like that, Klaatu. Yes, Strawweb, it absolutely is. But then again, so is ByteDance. You know? And Skoda Octavia car's a good car. Skoda's actually, Skoda Superb's a lovely car. So Skoda, basically, if you can't afford a Passat, get a Skoda. It's the same car essentially, for like a third less. What will happen with TikTok is they're going through the routes right now. There's going to be legislation brought in that if TikTok, like GDPR legislation, that's the only way they're going to do it, because otherwise people are just going to use technology to circumvent any bans and stuff, and that was it. But all US national data will have to be held in securely in the US, and it'll end up being this virtual ring fence around US citizens' data. Very similar to the way it is in Europe with GDPR, etc., etc. So a blanket ban on TikTok would be seen as anti-democratic, and it's you kind of get caught in the whole hypocrisy of politics then, because it's anti-capitalist as well. So, you know, it's Capitol Hill, for crying out loud. I got halfway through the recording and then I got sidetracked, and then I was too late to finish it last night. So I got into a video call at like about 11:30 p.m. and it went on for about an hour and a half, and I was just too tired. So I did the small account recap earlier in the evening, because I'd finished and I'd locked my montage, and that was it. But then I was doing the main trade recap, and I just got too tired. Okay. Seven. There we go. Trying to go live on Instagram is a pain in the hole, just so you know. Right, let's see if this is not. There we go. Trying to go live on Instagram, but it's not working for some strange reason. I'll try again later and get it to get it working. But look, that's just for me to work out. Exactly, money never sleeps. The smaller, that's what I was trying to show is people who blow up their account, it's usually from greed. It's usually from going in trying to make big gains right from the off, and doing that small account, just looking at incremental gains of 5% per day, which if you're trying to do that with $100,000, I mean, you're talking about 5,000 a day. You have to be good at what you're doing, but the bigger your account, the more difficult it becomes to get 5% gains. But to start off with a small account, 5% per day is not as difficult as you might think. If you can get 5,000 shares of something, then you can get 10 cents on it, and you made $500 straight away. So. Yeah, absolutely. Money never sleeps. Hey, Julie, good to see you again. How did I finish up on the main account yesterday? 11,000 in the hole. I got to within striking distance. I got green on the day overall. So I got up to less than 3,000 in the red just before power hour, and then I gave 8,000 back in power hour. So it'd be like that sometimes, and unfortunately you've just got to take it on the chin. I gave 2 more trades in power hour that I lost like 4,000 each on. So yeah, not a good day yesterday. So about just over $11,500 down yesterday was the finishing position. So we lost that, but then we made just over $3,000 on the small account, so we finished about $8,500 overall. So we should be able to recover that back in a day or two. We'll see. Hey, look, it's all relative. If you're looking to make $6,000 a day and you lose $8,000 in a day, it's relative. I've got used to losing now. You can't become a professional trader and not get used to losing. Every single day you're going to lose money. The question is, are you going to make money? And you need to be able to take the losses on the chip, because every trader loses money. I don't know a trader out there that's 100% successful. There is even Warren Buffett, the greatest investor in history, makes losses. It's inevitable. Losing trades, losing days, it's inevitable. Having a strategy that works doesn't mean that you're going to have every single trade go in your direction. Having a strategy that works means is that you're stacking the odds in your favor, so that 3-4 times out of 5 you're going to be making money. If you can be better than 50-50, then you'll make money, and that's all you need. Power Hour, I was streaming on the Discord in Power Hour yesterday. I did a members only stream and on the Discord. So yeah, we've been looking at F-Star, not doing anything. It's just barcoding there. That looks like an acquisition. That kind of move, but it's usually a bigger move than that. F-Star Therapeutics. Ah. I'm not saying I know my stuff, because clearly I don't. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. So clearly I don't know my stuff, but this has just dropped at the bottom of the hour. I didn't read this beforehand. F-Star Therapeutics surges on reports of a sale to Sino Biopharma, close to SFI US approval. So that's just an acquisition. I've seen enough acquisitions in my time to recognise the pattern. The sharp move up, a little bit of consolidation, volatility, and then a flat line, and that's essentially what that is. It's being sold at $7 a share. So there is no trade there. You just enjoyed when I was trading with a glass of wine in my hand. That's what it is. If you enjoy me doing the power, the problem was that there was nothing over the last couple of months. Power Hour has been a bit sedentary. There's not a lot moved in Power Hour. The moves have been kind of between 11 and 1:30, 2 o'clock. We've seen some big moves between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. Yesterday was another perfect example. Bellerophon moved up great amounts yesterday. But if you look at this on the 15th, see the move was between kind of 11 and 2 o'clock. So 11:30, we got the pullback, moved back up, then there, and then the Power Hour, it just sold off. So a lot have been doing that. Between kind of 11:30. I've seen that quite a bit over the last 3-4 months. That we was seeing some action. Now, if I go back to the heady heights of the bull market, you could be finished by 10:30, 11 o'clock, because there was so much moving in the open. That was the best time to make money, and there was so much to trade. You're pretty much guaranteed to do that. So you didn't need to trade during the day. And there was not a lot of movement during it. It did kind of go tranquil during the day, but since last year, I would say probably since June, July last year, I've seen a kind of a bit of a change in the way that the market it moves. We get the influx of volume at the open across the majority of stocks, and then we'll get some breakouts around either side of lunchtime, and it makes it. Most traders are not finished by 10 o'clock. That's pie in the sky stuff. People who saying, "Oh, I work for 15 minutes a day from 9:30 till 9:45, and I've made $3 million in the last year or whatever. Here's my Lambo, and here's my condo in Dubai, and all this kind of stuff." They're selling you a dream. That's not what real traders are like. I know a few good real traders, and they're very down to earth. They're earning good living, but they're down to earth in their outlook. They don't waste the money on lavish possessions that are actually a liability rather than an asset. So. Well, there's not a lot of volume at the moment. That's the problem, and this is why I've moved my streaming around. So I'm trading less pre-market, streaming less pre-market, and longer after the open, because pre-market's been just very non-eventful for the last month or so, 2 months since the new year. Pre-market's been pretty much non-eventful. Oh well, we might. The problem with the Power Hour streams as well is it's from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. my time, so it's actually quite tiring. And then I've got to, after that, I've then got to record the trade recaps, do the reviews, move the import all the data into TraderView, etc., etc. So it can be quite tiring to do that. Well, we're still in bear market territory, JSpec. We're not in a, just because we've had this rally. I mean, if you look at the SPY, let's look at the SPY. So we're looking at the SPY on the daily. So if we're looking at the SPY right now, we're still in bear market territory here. Even though we've had a bit of a rally since the new year, we've had this inverse head and shoulders. So we're looking to make moves up. It's still downwards trending in the long term. We've got you can even put a line from here down here. It's still downwards trending. It's below the VWAP on the daily. I mean, VWAP doesn't really count from when we start getting daily and above, but you can see it's downwards trending still. So we're still in bear market territory. It's still very bearish until we get over this swing high here, which is kind of 430. I'd say that it's a bear market rally. That's really the line in the sand for me. Is this swing high from last summer? Is that if we can break new highs here and get over 430 on the SPY, then we'll. I think there is a potential. I'd like to say that we're just going to traverse sideways up and down for a bit, but there is a potential that we could come back and retest the lows of October. So just when we're in a bull market, you get a lot more action pre-market as well. Last year, we kind of, the first half of last year in particular, there was a lot of action pre-market. We've still had that bull market mentality, even though everyone was selling off. Well, the Chow Chow's there is she's snoring away. SE did have it had a nice, it's 7% up on the day. I looked at it and it made a nice little move up, but it's downwards now. So this move, if you look at this on the higher time frame here, made this move up, back below the VWAP, went up to a high of just over $75 from kind of 66. So look, it's had a bit of a bounce there. It's looking weak right now. You can get over 72.50. It might, but it's got to get over the VWAP first. 72.50. You might want to, you might come and retest the highs of 75. I can't see it, but it's looking quite weak at the moment. Why did it move in the first place? Off the top of my head, I think I've called this one out actually. Q4 earnings, that was it. Had reasonable earnings. So the fact that it's actually not sustaining, it's moved up with the earnings, but it's not sustaining. There's a couple of things that had earnings last night. They're not big things that had earnings last night. There was nothing really worth trying to trade in the after hours. Nothing with real liquidity. If you got in, you was going to get whacked with the spreads, or you're going to struggle with the slippage. So, yes, absolutely, JSpec, absolutely. So I got in when I was started trading. I learned how to trade in a bull market. So the fact that I've been so profitable this last year, I'm really proud of that fact. If you can make money in this bear market, I guarantee you'll make money in the bull market. When the hot market returns, when the bull market returns, and it will. If you've been making money in the bear market, you definitely make money in a bull. So the SPY about to go red on the day. It's testing testing that red zone. It gapped up, it's pulling back though. we'll see what happens, because Jay Powell's got to he's going to be addressing Congress later, so we'll see what he has to say. There's nothing. You're absolutely right, Kyle. At the moment, it's all about patience. So there's nothing really jumping out. It's not got. We've got 4 or 5 stocks that are up in double figures. 6 stocks that are up in double figures over $2. Virax, if it was over $2, would be interesting, but it's not. So it's not. Right now, I'm just sitting here, sitting on my hands. If I have to have a no trade day across the board, it's better to have a no trade day than taking trades just for taking trades' sake. Boredom trades seldom work out. Speaking from personal experience, boredom trades very often are losing trades. Well, there you go, and that's all you need, Kyle. So if you're starting, if you're a relatively new trader, like you've started trading in the last 12 to 18 months, if you're profitable, and I'm not saying that you're making big money, but if you're profitable, if you think of it, and I was talking on one of my consulting sessions, tutorial sessions yesterday. Think about it as when you're learning to swim. You start off, if you're learning a simulator, that's your your water wings, your inflatable armbands that you put on when you're learning to swim. As a 6-year-old, you put inflatable armbands on, you jump in the pool, and you're happy. You're going from side to side, and you're swimming widths. You don't swim lengths because you've not got the energy to do that. So you're swimming from one side to the other, and you're great. You know you're not going to fall under. Psychologically, you're just having fun. So that's you trading in a simulator. You're in the shallow end up. So you take the armbands off, you panic, and you sink. That's you blowing up your account. So the first thing you want to do is you want to learn how, you don't need to be swimming lengths or widths, or you need to learn how to stay afloat. You need to learn how to tread water first. Once you learn how to tread water, then you can actually start looking at how to make progress across, it's a great analogy to use for trading. So tread water first. Once you can stay profitable, you can stay above, stay in the green. You don't need to be making huge amounts every day. That will come. It's all about patience. So if you've been profitable, eyes down. Go back to what you were doing in at the end of last year. Review what you're doing differently and change it. But more importantly, have you increased your size, Cody? Very often people increase the size, and when they start getting profitable, they increase the sizing, and that has a psychological impact on them, and they make the emotional aspects take over, and they make bad decisions. So they deviate from the strategy. Go back to basics. So I've been deviating from my strategy probably this last month or so, and it's not been working for me. So I'm going back to my strategy today. I'm kind of I'm like a drunk in rehab. Is probably the analogy I'm going to use. I'm going to do the drunk in rehab. I'm going back to smaller size just to get some green days under. I want to get a succession of green days under my belt for March. I've got a good start to March. Gave back some yesterday. Fortunately, I had a good trade on the small account. Gave back 11,000 on the main account. Net, it's about 8,500. So I can make that up, but I don't want to be trying to make that up on a single trade. I've got to go back to basics. I want to start making $500, $500, $500. That's what I'm looking for. 250 to 500 bucks a trade. That's what I should be looking for. That's what got me where I am, so that when it does break out, I've got to my 500 bucks, I've locked in the profits. If it does break out, I can either scale in or I can let it ride and make $1,000, 2,000, 1,500, whatever. If it really goes parabolic, that 1,000, 2,000 that is a good breakout then becomes 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. So scale back, scale down, just size down, Cody. You can always size up again later once you start stringing those wins together. But in the short term, just size down. Yeah, Kyle. So I'm the mind you saying that I'm saying I'm the same, but because in the small account I do take full size. In my main account I've got a huge cash position. So for me to take full size, we're talking 7 figures. You know, it's not advisable to take a 7-figure position on a micro float stock. You're setting yourself up for massive failure there. That, as well as SEC regulations, you're going to have to fill in a lot of forms because you're going to be taking a huge percentage of the company. So, yeah. But no, I would say just sizing down, it helps control the emotional aspect, because if you lose $50, you spend that on a night out. You know, you take your partner to a restaurant, you're going to spend $50 on a meal. Losing $50 is not the end of the world. So if you size down and you have your stop losses at whatever it is that you can afford without it impacting your emotions, it's not going to trigger the revenge trading aspect of you, then that's what you should be doing. Trade within your means. Be very selective in your trade selection. I've probably taken about 150,000 shares at one stage. That's probably the biggest one I've taken. And that didn't go well for me. There you go. Exactly. It's if you're doing technical analysis, there's nothing to take revenge on. I mean, look. If you get your trade wrong, it's you that's wrong, not the market. So you can't revenge trade the market. It's yourself that needs a slap. So give yourself a slap and then walk away. Well, the market's definitely changed, Jerry. The market has definitely changed. Yeah, but it would have been a kind of a micro a penny stock anyway. So you had to take big size to make big money, and I went in big trying to make money on a penny stock, and I think on that I probably lost about $30,000 on that trade by taking big size and trying to make $30,000. It's just you know, you just it's not the price of the stock. Just think about it this way: it's not the price of the stock that makes you money, it's the share size. So if you're trading something, if you take 100 shares or if you take 1,000 shares, that's the difference that's going to make the money. I was saying this yesterday to one of the Day Trade with Tony students, is that if you're finding yourself in a losing streak and you scale down, you get back into the realms of that muscle memory. You size down, so you're taking 100 shares, 150 shares, and you're making $20 or $30. It can be frustrating to start off with, but it's about discipline. He said this, not me, so I'm stealing it from him. Trading is not about being smarter than everybody else. It's about being more disciplined. It's a discipline game, not an intelligence game. You don't have to be the smartest person to be a really good. In fact, it probably hinders you to have a high IQ on the stock market. There's a reason why a lot of brokers and traders on the stock market are actually idiots and they're making good money, is they pull the trigger. They don't overanalyze, so they don't get lost in that analysis paralysis. So it's about being disciplined about your methodology and your rules. If you can follow the rules and stick to the rules, you're going to be profitable. Am I doing better than last year? I came into February probably on a par, because I had a wonderful January this year, my best ever month since I started. And I had a mediocre February. I had probably I had a little over 100,000 in January last year, and like 79,000 in February. So if I put them together, there's probably not much difference between what I was doing last year. Maybe a little bit better. I think I'm averaging across the course of the year about 6,000 a day right now, and I was averaging 5,000 last year. So slightly better. I'm on track. I'm on target at the moment. Less is definitely more, and that's the whole point of the small account. So doing the small account challenge, less is more. If you think about that, I'm 5% growth daily is aggressive. If you have an equity position of 5,000, a starting equity position of $5,000, doing $250 a day, which is 5%, is an aggressive position. Doing $50 a day is 1%. So think of it that way. If you did 1% growth per day, you get that incremental growth, and the compounding effect actually does, it's great. So you're less likely to get emotionally involved. The difference between, so a lot of people join, so if you come on my stream, because I'm trading big size, I've got 20,000 shares yesterday on one stock, and it moved, and I gave it 20 cents or whatever it was, and I lost $4,000. 20 cents, it only moved 20 cents and I lost $4,000 because I was in for 20,000 shares. Somebody was in for 200 shares and it moved 20 cents. They hardly lost anything. So you put it into perspective. The only difference between me making $5,000 a day and someone making $50 a day is sizing. It's not that I'm better than somebody that's trading smaller than me. If they're having the same level of profitability but just smaller amounts, there's no difference. It's just sizing, and the sizing will come later. Grow your account to grow your sizing. Don't try and do it the other way. Grow your sizing to grow your account, because that will blow your account up. If you're oversized on your account, and I did that with Luna a couple of weeks ago, where I took a 2,500 share position on a stock that had spreads of like $1.50, and straight away I think it moved a couple of cents or whatever it was, and I was down $10,000 because it moved $4 or whatever it was on the bid. I didn't plan my trade ahead of time, so when I ended up losing about $40,000 on that. And then when I actually got back in and traded it properly, I made that 36,000 on the very next trade. And it can be like that. Was it difficult to get out of that trade? No, actually it wasn't, because it was, the high float. There's like 1 billion shares in the float or more. The high flow, quite very liquid. It had good volume as well, so it was relatively easy to get out of the to get out of the trade. It's just getting out of the trade with no slippage is virtually impossible, and that's the key there. If you're in big size on something, you need to scale out of the position the same way you scale in. You can't just buy 50,000 shares and then sell 50,000 shares, because you're going to get slippage. But you can buy 50,000 shares of Tesla, or the high cap stocks with huge floats, but you need a big bank for that as well. Yeah, and I tell this to everybody that comes on this. It's like my results are not your typical trader's results. Most people lose money constantly. And what I mean by that, 85% of people that trade equities on the stock market are never profitable, and there's a number of reasons for that. If you include other instruments like forex, crypto, futures, options, all the other instruments, then that number actually skyrockets. It's over 95, between 95 and 97% of people that try day trading quit within 2 years, having never been profitable, having never made any money. And I say there's a bunch of reasons for that. So my results are not your typical results. But what I would also say is the way I trade is not the way I teach people to trade, simply because I trade way too big for my account size. I trade more aggressively, but this comes with the practice or over the years. It just suits my style. I am an aggressive trader. I was an aggressive salesperson. I was an aggressive sales manager, so sales director, VP, etc. I expect a lot of myself and set myself quite ambitious goals. Otherwise, what's the point? That's just the way I am. That's not the way I would recommend people trade, because the emotional aspects, it can be too much. Someone described me as a gunslinger, and do you know what? In the Wild West, there were a lot of gunslingers that made a lot of money, but they had short lives. So think about that for a second. And sometimes I do. I just go in big size, and that's what I've been doing of the last probably 6 weeks. I've been starting with big size, like 5-10,000 position, a 5-10,000 share position. And I'll take a 5,000 share position. I'll add 5,000, and before you know it, I'm gonna put 15,000 shares. And the move didn't warrant it. So I need to just go back to what I was saying to the man in the chat. That I just need to size down a bit and trade properly for a couple of weeks, just get back in the rhythm and get back to locking in a nice green streak. If I'm not at goal, that's fine. If I'm over goal, great. But if I'm not at goal, I need to get back to the point that you set yourself a goal as an average across the year. If you're not hitting goal every day, it doesn't matter. Not every day is going to be a home run. You need to get back to base hits. Yeah, so buying the dips, it's a risky strategy, and one that you still need to have in your mind your cutoff. So what you want to be, the thing is with buying the dip is if you've got a defined support level it's coming down to, that's fine, and you can buy the dip with the full well, but you're gonna have to cut the position if it doesn't bounce. And usually I would say buy the dip only from a position of strength. So if you're getting into a position and then you buy, if you've got a nice cushion on the trade, or you've got a nice cushion on the day, you can buy the dip. If it's your first trade of the day, just lock in profits. Oh, I'd be retired before I lost $1 million. I would never get my drawdown. I would never let my drawdown get that big, Super Chip. I think worst case scenario for me is if I lost $250,000 over the course of a month, for example. If I let my drawdown reach $250,000, that would be it. I'd call it a day. I'd go back to I'd just go back to swing trading and investing in the blue chips. I wouldn't. I've got enough that could tide me over and keep me afloat for quite a long time, if not for the rest of my natural. So there's no reason for me to chase such a big drawdown. $1 million in drawdown. The only reason you get $1 million in drawdown is if you're going to be making that back. So he must have quite a number in the bank. If he's lost $1 million, he must be making big sums on a regular. What do I think about Virax? As I said, Virax, I don't trade stocks under $2. So Virax is interesting. If it had been over $2, I would have been in it on this pullback here. So I would have got, because I called this out in the Discord as a low price stock, because not everybody has the same strategy as I do, not everybody has the same rules that I do. Everybody's different. Everybody has different, criteria for the trading. If you like trading these small stocks, if you're the broker that gives you leverage on these small stocks, mine doesn't, then a good entry here would have been for the break of $1.50 or move up. It's bouncing nicely on the VWAP here, so move up, break the retest of the VWAP here maybe. This would have been a good entry. Failing that one, this would have been a good entry. $1.50 break at $1.50. $1.50 break here, pulls back, get the bounce on the VWAP, add to the position maybe, add again for the re-break of $1.50, and then move up. And you could still be in it. You could have took some profits up there and still be in it. It's gone up as high as 174 right now. If it gets over $2, it's got a decent catalyst as well. If it gets over $2, it's up right now 134%. I think it was up about 150% on the day at the heights. It could be of interest as long as it maintains above the VWAP. There's opportunity there. Well, that's how you grow your account, Super Chip. $500 a day. Start off with $500. I actually thought about, these prop firms that have the trading challenge. I partnered with I did the World Series of Day Trading with one, TradeNet. I was thinking maybe the next challenge I do is we'll do a qualification challenge on one of these prop firms. You have to be very disciplined on those. They have a criteria where the max drawdown is 5% and then they'll cut you off. And that's actually not a bad rule to apply to your own account. Now, if you're looking to make 5%, probably not ideal, because if you're looking to make 5%, you're probably risking 2.5% or something along those lines. Yeah, Martin Bennett, it's an acquisition. There's no trade there. F-Star Therapeutics is getting acquired. It's up quite a bit, but it's getting acquired up at $7. So that's F-Star Therapeutics. There's no trade to be had. It popped up on news of a potential acquisition, and that's what that is. Virax sideways at the moment, but it's holding above the VWAP. It's holding above $1.50. If it stays above $1.50, it could gap and go at the open. We've got 2 minutes, well, less than 2 minutes till the open. Nothing really jumping out right now. Genelux, that had a move up yesterday. Had a good day yesterday, did Genelux. So look at this on the 15. You'll see what I'm talking about. Nothing pre-market, and then it just popped up towards the open. Nice finish. Went up to over $36, and I think the high was $36.50, something like that. So Genelux, it's up on the day again today. So it's held most of the gains from yesterday. It's up on the day today, 31.80s. Not great volume at the moment, so keep that in mind. Needs more volume. It's only 18,000 shares traded so far in this session. We've got 30 seconds to the bell, so it might be something you watch at the bell. Spreads at the moment are about 50 cents, so just be careful with that. It had a good day yesterday. It's a risky trade if you're trading it, but there is opportunities if it takes off. I'll change the scanners over. We've got 20 seconds to the bell. Just a very quiet day today. This is Virex. Bit of a sell-off at the bell. That's the first volatility halt of the day. I just shot up. Big move from yesterday. Big mover yesterday. Spreads on this 10 cents. Back to break pre-market highs. Yeah. Not a huge amount moving right now. Just gotta wait for something to make a decent move. Yesterday's earners, so WW, EDUP, this is ThreadUp, had earnings yesterday. Grinder, not great volume, but had earnings yesterday. So down on the day at the moment. SFR made good moves towards the end of the day yesterday. Well, I'm not seeing anything at the moment, if I'm being 100% transparent with you. I'm seeing moves, but the moves on lower volume, or they're just not showing the kind of volatility that I would normally be looking for. There's devil horns that right there at 1730, which is pretty much the pre-market high. Pre-market bridge bio. This lost me 1725 pre-market, 1730 twice there. So yeah, just volumes dying off as well from the open. So we're getting the opening ranges forming now, so we should be able to see something that that's making moves. Anything that's making, yeah, ThreadUp. I just had a look at ThreadUp. That's making moves. Yeah, so 3CAI gone green on the day. Pre-market high of 2780-ish. 2778. Soundhound, by the way, has got earnings this evening. Good stuff, folks. Just lock in the small gains. All about base hits. Needs to hold the $half for me, which is pretty much the swing low of the last pullback. So that's where I'm going to put this stop. This went up to $30 yesterday at the open. $29.98. Yeah, ThreadUp had earnings there. Absolutely, Kyle. Yeah, well, that's the best thing to do. Get green, stay green, get to goal and get out. WW had earnings, so C Limited had earnings, I think it was, up at 74.50. Now we've got a profitable trade. Want to lock some gains in the back. A very quiet day so far, Alistair. This is on the small account, by the way, so today's goal on the small account is $1,500, given that we've got a $30,000 account now. There we go. Base hits is what we're looking for. I've just put the stop there at the whole dollar. So pull back the whole dollar and breaks it, it stops us out. Only trading smaller, just want to lock in a few, there we go, $450. That's a good base hit to start off with when 1500 is the goal. So don't mind that. ThreadUp is the one that's making big moves right now. Huge moves, actually. 50% up on the day. Big mover. Whoa. That's halted. Quotient tech. Well, just making decent moves up at Vivid Seats. Yeah, base hits, they add up. Don't swing for the fences every time. The base hits add up. We're back over 28 on AI. So let's see where we can get another entry. More likely to, just so you put it into context as well, you're more likely to cut your losers early if you're in for smaller size. So I've got in, so I'm gonna get the $half here. Yeah, it's a good move up. It's pulling back now, so you potential entry there on the break of $75. So break lows, you get it. There's a nice setup on SE right now for the first pullback. Really got nice setup here on the 5 minute. We're looking at, what have I got here? I could take 1,000 shares. Red up, still making moves. Grinder up at 7 on low volume. T-com for a short, maybe. $36.87. Market's pulling back a little. Spreads on this one, so you've got an 82-cent range, average true range, but the spreads are also about 20-25 cents on average. Above 75. It's Mount Mortar. 99. Current high of day 75.46, 75.60. It's a new high of day. Looking for 75.50. 75.36. 38. High of day 75.38. $75.50 should get it. 47, 55. Just take half off. What's the range? 500. So this is the small account, by the way. If you're wondering why I'm not going in big size, it's because I'm on the small account. Over $76 now. Just put a stop there under 76. I'll let this play out. Next pullback doesn't stop me out. As we'll get a continuation, I will add to the position. Just going to put a trailing stop in place now. So what's the 75 cents? I've got an average true range of 84, but I've put a 75-cent trailing stop in place for this. So let's see how far it takes me. We're back in the green at least. Yeah, get green, get to goal, get out of the balls. Go on and enjoy your day. Totally agree with you. No point sitting around giving money back to the market when you've got to your goal. Small green day, it's a good day. Any green day is a good day. So we were looking for 1,500 on this account. Pulling back. Get stopped out. If I can get 1,200, I'll take it. Let's try it. I'm just thinking, I need 1,500 is the goal for the day. So 77.50 should get me to goal. I'll let it ride. We're now testing 78. 500 shares. I've not looked at BBI. Well, I've got trailing stop in there. I'll take a quick look for you. Higher days 1813. So it's pulling back a little bit now. I would look for a 36. 18, 13, $18, back up to $18. It might be of interest, but look for a setup. So look for an entry. $18, it might be of interest. If it breaks and holds $18, it might be of interest. I've got stopped out, so. So that cleared the AI trade and a little bit besides. We've got 1,400 bucks on that. That one trade would have been at goal, almost. So don't mind a pullback. It's due one. It's quite extended on the higher time frame. We're getting a couple of upwits on the 2 minute as well. We've got exit indicator or reversal indicator, so come back to that, we'll see what happens. Not enough volume there. Not enough volume there. That's no volume. Low price stock if you like it. Unicisive Therapeutics. Having another good day today. 43% up already. Looks like it might test that $2 level. It's a green day so far. I might just keep it at that. How are you guys getting on? Let's take some questions, shall we? How are you guys getting on? What's my story on Instagram? Did it go live? No. Alright, so UNCY, Genelux. Just not got the volume. Hold the range. $1.80 on the range. I suppose that's okay. There you go, Flip Jug. I use that. I trade. That's my rule as well. Normally, I do extend it to $2 when I see a particularly well moving stock, but My basement floor is $2. I won't go below 2. And what started that off is that the broker that I use, they used to have a margin policy where you couldn't get margin on anything under $3. Now they've moved that policy. It's now $5. So my strategy remains the same because I've got a larger account now. I started off with a smaller account, so that was a big difference. But now the strategy, maybe a smaller account, I would look at $5 and above. But there you go. I'll take a look at that one. Genelux has just not got the thrust. GTAX? Are you sure that's the ticker? You don't mean Genelux? No, absolutely, flip jug. So this is what's known as a boredom trade. When there's nothing particularly moving well, you tend to you get tempted to take anything that's moving. You get tempted to have a go. It only takes one trade. Look at the C trade that I just took. So let's go back to C. The C trade that I just took there. Got in for the break of highs here. So we had this little flat top formation. I got in for the break of highs. As I said before, I actually took any trades. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with my trading. I'm going to wait for the right setup. I'm going to wait for the check marks. I'm going to trade smaller size, and that's what I did with this one. So I went in 1,000 shares, took profits once I got over 75.50, and then rolled the rest up and let it stop me out. So this was a good setup. A lovely bull flag setup. So you've got the move, there's your flagpole, here's your flag, and then you got the break for the new highs. So lovely bull flag setup, and there's nothing else moving. So wait for the right setup. That if I'd waited for that one and not traded AI out of boredom, I'd be pretty much at goal now. Goal today is goal today is $1,500 on the small account, because we starting today with just over $30,000 on the account, so we need $1,500. I mean, I've recovered from the earlier setback on AI, so we're now just under $600 in green. So now just wait for the right setup. Doesn't happen to have to happen right away. You can go away, walk the dog as I do, come back, have another look. Patience. I might not now take a trade until power hour. I might not take a trade until, actually, I might wait till earnings this evening, because we've got Soundhound, we've got CrowdStrike, we've got Zyme, we've got quite a few earnings droppers this evening. So we'll see what happens. Coinbase, do you think moving up? Is it moving up well? I'm not seeing it on the scanners. Cosmos, I'll have a look at Cosmos. I've got a nice little affection in my heart for Cosmos, given that it was the trade that got me over the annual goal last year. Yeah, don't trade it. If it's got no volume, don't trade it. If it's a particular volatile stock and it's on lower volume, it can be lower volume but good relative volume. We've seen a few of those stocks move over the last few months. You know, the Huardis, the HKDs. Relative volume is good, but it's still relatively low volume. The relative volume is good, but it's still low volume than what you would normally trade. But the momentum is and the spreads are wicked wide, but the momentum is there's an opportunity if you trade them right, and you've got to get it right. No, so we're just lacking in volume. If I just change the filters here right now and put the volume up from 25k pre-market to 125k, you see the list to choose from becomes discernibly scarce. Let's put the volume here for the day at 750. See what I mean? Just by increasing the volume threshold, there's less to choose from. By doing that as well, you're less likely to get it. You're less likely to see a stock that's moving that doesn't sustain. So after the bell, it's always good just to change. Oh my goodness! Here we go. He's talking, isn't he? Powell's having a conversation. Look at this. Look at the SPY. Wholesale trades data just come out as well. 1% versus 0.03 expected. So this is the market. This is the SPY. This is the S&P 500. All the markets are doing exactly the same thing. The Nasdaq vomiting, Dow Jones Industrial vomiting, Russell Index, the small cap index vomiting. So the market's vomiting right now. So maybe there's going to be it'll introduce a bit of volatility, and we can get some. Yeah, there you go. It's one of those. Will it bounce back? Will it break 400 today, or will it bounce back and go back over 405? So he's been addressing. Powell says it'll take time for the full effect of influence. Full effects to influence broader conditions, and the rate increases are slowing demand in rate-sensitive sectors, is what he's saying. I don't think the markets are actually reflecting that, but we'll see. Yeah, so he has that effect, does Powell. He opens his mouth and the market sells off every single time. Ouch. That's painful across the market. I can't trade that. That's just ridiculous. Ooh, getting some nice movement on this one. Why? So me actually looking for a catalyst before diving straight in slows me down in taking a trade, and it's actually good to do that. I can't see a catalyst. That's good relative volume. Let's have a look. Is there any kind of shelf offerings here I need to be aware of? Into a halt, the upside. I've not seen any catalyst. Not been much in terms of volatility either. So anybody know anything about Uda Health Holdings? If it's got some kind of catalyst, all I can see is a Form 8 early this morning. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, lovely cup of tea in my day trade with Tony mug. There you go. Get yours. It's actually a wine cooler. So it's great for keeping your cup of tea warm. Or coffee, whatever your preference. I should hope you have. I hope you do, Alistair. It's a quiet day today, guys. That's to the downside on low volume. Ew. Ew. Just nothing. Nothing worth getting excited about. Right up. That's at the back end of the move. That would have been a nice one to 50 cents. Yeah, I just had a look at that, but it's there's no volume. There's not enough volume to trade it. It's like 93,000 shares all day. So it's halted to the upside, but even on this volume candle, not even got 30,000 on the. This is the volume. This is the candle. It's moved up into a volatility halt. It's not even got 30,000 on that candle. There's just not enough volume to trade that. That's your holdings. Well, the good thing about sizing down is it removes some of the emotional element of your trading. So you can trade logically and trade to your rules. What tends to happen is if you're trading larger, when it goes against you, you're more likely to hold it because you don't want to take a big loss. Whereas if you trade small, it goes against you. You cut it quick. You don't even think about it. You look for the next trade. So by removing the emotional element, and then what you do is you slowly again and surely start scaling back up over time. The biggest mistake that traders do when they start trading is trading too big for their account. You shouldn't risk. The rule of thumb in day trading is you should never risk more than 3% of your equity position on any one trade. Never more. I would actually caveat that and say you shouldn't be risking more than 1%, realistically speaking. So you're looking for maybe 2.5% gain, 1% risk. 2% gain, 1% risk. I don't do that. I'll hold my hands up and say, do as I say, not as I do. But I know the risks that I'm taking, and I'm prepared to take. I'm not risk averse by any stretch of the imagination. I'm able to keep my emotions out of it, even if I'm risking 5% to make 10, or whatever the scenario may be. I may be risking 5% to make 5%. But the rule of thumb is don't risk more than 3% of your equity. And if you're going to risk 3%, make sure it's an A+ setup. If you're going to be prepared to risk 3%, make sure that you're going to make at least 5. Do as I say, don't do as I do, absolutely. Fed puts a dampener on the market. Well, not necessarily. So think of it this way, okay? Let's go to Snap, just off the top of my head. Random, large cap, mid to large cap stock. I'm just going to say Snapchat, okay? Sold off with the Fed. We got this, but it's now bouncing. It's now moving up. So the Fed's selling off, this is moving up. Stocks that do tend to trade with the market, AMD, for example, sells the SPY still selling off, market now moving up. Also, AMD moving up. You're going to get stocks that counter move against the market. You're going to get stocks that move with the market, and you're going to get stocks that do a little bit of both until they're actually until they get tired of following the market and then break out. So that doji was a nice little reversal indicator for a move to the upside on AMD there. It depends on what your objectives are. So there's no harm in taking a large position on an account as long as your risk is small. So, for example, Cody, if you've got a margin account and you're using the leverage in your margin, then you're going to be putting more of your position. You might put your whole position into a trade, but you're only risking, say, 3% of your trade, 3% of your equity. So if that makes sense. So if you've got a $5,000 account and you've got leverage, a margin leverage position, so you might take shares of a stock that are $10 a share. You might then take 2,500 shares with that particular stock. It's going to, if $10 a share, 2,500, it's going to cost you 25k. You've got a $5,000 account. If you've got a 6x leverage, you're putting you're putting effectively 5 times your equity position into the trade, but you're not risking 25,000. You're not even risking 5,000. What you're looking for is maybe a 10% move or 10-cent move. So you're making that move up. You may look for a 5-cent move, take $250. But it depends on what your objectives are with the trade. If you want to take a position, know what your risk is, what you're prepared to risk, know what, and then you can size accordingly. If you've got an equity position of, in my case, you know, a 6-figure equity position, the likelihood of me taking a share position on a trade that is using up all my equity plus the leverage is highly unlikely. If you've got a 5k account, then the likelihood of you utilizing the leverage is more than likely. But you need to put the risk in place. You're not risking the full equity position. You're only risking a portion of that. What you risk and what the share size you take are two different things. Well, the market seems to be bouncing now. Has Powell stopped talking? Well, this went up to $22 yesterday. I think it was on earnings. Antagonist. After hours. Or was it this morning? No, it was this morning. The Protagonist Therapeutics announced positive top-line results to phase 2B Frontier 1 clinical trial of oral IL-23 receptor antagonist in psoriasis. So it's a clinical psoriasis trial. Up 20%. Current high of day is 18.45. Pre-market high 22, over $22. Went up to $22. It is $22. Pre-market high $22. This could be interesting. There's leverage on it as well. Got a nice ascending wedge into a flat top here. $0.19 true range, 3 to 5 cent spreads. That's not bad. A 4 to 1 on the volatility versus Risk. Oh, 1845 is where the resistance is. I'm not seeing any particular wall there. I've got the seller at 1843. Not seeing. There we go. There's the pop. 1850 is what we're looking to break. There's 1850 on the ask. $half can be quite psychological. Cents, 12, got 20 cents on the average true range, so add to this position before we move back up. The retest of the $half. Also, new swing low. $26.26. That's the average true range right there. That's the stop level that I really need to have. So if it breaks any further, right. Nice one, Puno. Good to, it's good to hear that you're actually profitable for a change, buddy. Maybe the market's turning around. We'll see. Okay, so we're looking for a break of the $half here. Past 1860, hopefully. Found resistance at 1845 previously, so we've got past that. Now we're caught between the spreads. Two sellers at 51, we've gone past those. We got 1860. Take half off there. 10-cent trailing stop in place there. Makes it, this second half is a free trade, so that 10-cent trailing stop is currently stopping at my break-even point, so got 10 cents. It's struggling up there, that level. I got 10 cents, 56. Let's see. Base hits today. So I've got a trailing 10-cent stop. The average true range is 20, so I'm definitely going to get stopped out very soon. So the reason I put the trailing stop in there was basically to guarantee me a profitable trade. Now I've got another 125 bucks on this. 100 bucks on this with a bit of slippage maybe. But base hits. Get me over. If it get me over 1,000, it sets me up for the next session. I need a bathroom break as well. Guzzling all that tea. It's not good for your prostate. But this has got good a good catalyst. It's only 7% short, and it's a 35.5 million float, but it's not a huge short interest. Don't stop me out there. So pretty much break even. Stop me out. I made 2 cents on that. So yeah, made 50 bucks on it. So what else did someone say was moving up? BBIO. I'll come back to this in a second. BridgeBio making good moves, testing highs. Went up to $23 pre-market yesterday. Well, almost $23. And then once it got up there, it sold off pretty much all day. $18 was a key level yesterday. $19 was a key level yesterday. There's not a lot else moving. To be fair, just put another out there. If this can break highs here, might be of interest. Break $0.75. A little bit worried of a potential double top here. The volume not really following through. That's why I was kind of wary of the potential double top. So what I mean by that is there's a potential M pattern formation. This pulls back and breaks a new low. Probably won't want to see it. Sorry, Shari, I don't trade Forex on this channel. Personally think Forex is a mug's game, but that's just me. My own personal opinion. I'm a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. If you want to trade Forex, good luck. I know a lot of people do. The majority of them never make any money, but PTGX breaking highs now. Big time. Range on this one, 30 cents. It's now that is now the range. Looking for a break of a retest, rebreak of 1950. That's 1950 on the ask. Take the bid with you. Like half off. That's always over $1,000 locked in. There we go, forget stop tape. That's fine. That's way too tight. That stop is way too tight, but it's just going to lock in some profits for me. Does that get me to goal on the day? That's the question. Is it going to get me to goal? I need 400 bucks. It looks like I'm going to get to goal. Let's stop tape. Yeah, there you go. $1,500 was the goal on the day. We've hit that. Happy days. So let's switch accounts. Lock this one down with get green, get to goal, get out. Lock this one down. That was the small account. We've just hit 1575. So that's about 5%. It's 5% of 50. Yeah, ish. It is. It's better than 5%. So slightly over 5 gross. Absolutely. There's going to be fees and charges for that, but there won't be too much. So the fees, because of I've traded 3 times today. One was a lot. The rack up, based on what I'm seeing right now, the number of fills that I've got on that is kind of minimal. So probably be about 100, 150 bucks in total ought to come off that. So I'll probably be about 14. We'll probably lock about 1,400 in there. So 1,400 gross profit. So let's move over to the other account. We've got a much larger account. Range on this 50 cents. Looking for 76. Yes, I've got trailing stops on hotkeys. I can put them in on hotkeys. Yeah, absolutely. I've got static stops, trailing stops. I can exit my position. I've got a panic button, which is like exit my position at market. So it's imperative if you're going to be you need a platform that allows you to set up scripts or hotkeys, or preferably both. Take the bid with you. 62. Between the spreads at the moment. Oh, we're now still between the spreads. So the range is the spreads are kind of stopping me making much on this at the moment. Let's see, 76, 69 right now. $75.90, I think I'll take it. On the bid. There we go, 75.99. I'm looking for 75.90 on the bid. Didn't quite get it. Shall we get it again? Try again. Let's lock that in. It's a quick start. Do I manually set the trailing amount for each stop? No. So I've got multiple hotkeys for trailing stops, and I've got a trailing stop I can set 10 cents behind the current position. I can set 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents. If it's more than that, then I'll do it manually and set it manually. So. I'll get 50 on the ask. Range on this 46 cents. So looking for 50 on the ask, 40 on the bid. Needs to hold $76. Nope, just briefly broke it. Cents off that. Just okay. Got volatility, I'll give it that. There we go. So I've made as much on this one in that short space of time as we did on the other account. So 1,500 up. I'm just having a quick bio break, and I'll be back for the next couple of minutes. I'll be back in a couple of minutes for the next few minutes. So across both accounts, we're 3,000 up on the day, and less stress, less panic, less everything, just locking in base hits. So yeah, trading style changes, it's just the sizing changes, Alistair. You know, the style. What I've been doing on the larger account, I've been a little bit more aggressive than I should have been, taking bigger size before I should have been. So right now I've gone for a larger price stop, but I'm looking for the setup. So go pull back here. Next, there's a couple of reverse indicators on the 5 minute as well. So next entry probably 77 on that one. But PTGX is not stopping. Let's go back to that one. So this is what we made the money on the smaller account. Now there's definitely room to be had on this. Considering it was such a crap day for trading, we've made $3,000, which is half of goal. So the relaxed, patient way of trading works. Just do that. Be patient. I actually thought today might end up being a zero trade day. Go figure. When was the last time you saw me have a zero trade day though? You know? Yeah, this is getting a bit extended now, so probably on the 5 minute, we've not really had a significant pullback. A couple of dojis there at just before the bottom of the hour. This looks like it's setting up to be another doji. And you know, dojis are a change in sentiment. So I'm looking at the 5 minute. So if you're wondering what I'm doing if you're watching on TikTok, I'm actually this is the setup on TikTok. You can see. Oh, sorry, this is the setup on the 5 minute. That should be 5. On the 2 minute, sorry. We've got a couple of dojis on the 2 minute. Got pullback. We've got another doji there. You look at it on the 5 minutes, a bit extended because we've not had any pullbacks at all. There's no red candles. This is the first one, but it's a doji, so we had good moves. Like I say, that's the first reasonable pullback we've had on the 5 minute. So it's a 5 minute setup I'm looking at really now. Anything else moving? I'm not seeing anything. Black Sky, under $2. Come on, let's have some decent music. Bridge Biopharma shares are trading higher after multiple analysts raised their price targets on the stock. The company on Monday announced positive data for its phase 2 study of infinigratinib on achondroplasia, whatever that is. That's BBIR. And this one's a bit extended on the 5 minute. Got a doji forming right now on 5. Doji on the 1 as well, so let's see where keep breaking highs. Probably not. Volumes kind of died out a little bit. So let's look at something else. Just wait for a good setup. So that's not a good setup. Yeah. Bullfrog. UNCY, for those of you who like the smaller stocks, that just broke out lower price stock. So this is Unicisive Therapeutics, UNCY, just done 25 cents there in that one pump for that 1 minute candle. So make of that what you will. I would be careful with that, chasing that right now. Wait for a pullback, wait for the setup, be patient. I was being patient with SC. I was waiting for that pullback. We got out here, we got the pullback. So now it's making highs again. Nice bullish hammer on the 5 minute. Minute candle we're looking at 76.75. High of day still 77,891 at the open. Virax trying to get back up, testing the VWAP. WW is breaking highs. This is WW breaking highs right now. At 550. 16 million shares traded today. It normally does 1.5, so more than 10x on the relative volume. What's the reason for this? I can't remember. Somebody tell me. Oh, just have a look in Benzinga. Why not? And this is this is Weight Watchers, by the way. WW. I'm trying to work out what's the company. It's Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers International. Obviously, we need their guidance. But shares are trading higher despite worse than expected Q4 results. There you go. And Q1 guidance below estimates. It just goes to show that sometimes the market will rally on a poor catalyst. What you believe to be a poor catalyst, the market will react positively to it. So you can have good results. It's had poor revenues and EPS, Q1 guidance below estimates. So it's it's rallying. Although it did announce it's going to acquire Weekend Health, so maybe that's helping temper the poor results. So go figure. Weight Watchers breaking highs. larger. It's a larger company though. I mean, if you look at this in terms of market cap and float size, it's 53, just over 53 million in the float. It's currently about 11.5% short. So it's not one of these micro floats that still under 100 million. So I would have no problem trading it. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting all my information here from Benzinga. Go check them out. And if you're wondering where to check them out, where to find them, go check out the links are in the all the links are in the description on the video, or in the link tree that's in my bio if you're on TikTok. Go check out Benzinga. That's where I get all of my trade ideas, all of my information, stock information, breaking news, momentum trades, and everything. So Benzinga's well worth its money. I think, to be fair, I think that's one of the things that helped me turn the corner when I started getting profitable. I wasn't using Benzinga, started using Benzinga, and I started being profitable. I wouldn't say that's the direct correlation or causation, but certainly it was around the same time I started using Benzinga. When I started subscribing to Benzinga, I started being profitable. It's paid for itself thousands of times over. What does Benzinga say about TRKA? I can tell you exactly what it says about them in El Perno in just a second. TRKA. Troika Media. So right now, depends on what you want to know. So in terms of news catalysts today, so Troika Media had their earnings today. So they reported revenues of 189 million, an EBITDA of 5 million. For the 6 months ended the end of the year, so 31st of December. So that's H1 results for 2022. They've got a different thing, a different fiscal year. It's heavily shorted. So it's 26 million in the float. Nearly 13 million, 12.9 million short. So huge percentage of the float shorted. So that's probably one of the reasons it's moved up so well there. El Perno, it's a big, a potential short squeeze. I think on Reddit, this is one of the short squeeze candidates. So that's what Troika is. It's currently still under $1. So I won't be touching it. So 63 cents, 64 cents. CrowdStrike. So they've got earnings this evening, by the way. CrowdStrike. I'll come back to Weight Watchers in a moment. Weight Watchers is might watch CrowdStrike this evening for a trade. On a day like today, it's best not to push it. It really isn't. It really is. But CrowdStrike, what am I seeing about CrowdStrike? So they've got a conference call after hours today, so 5 p.m. market time. They will drop their earnings pretty much just after 4 p.m. CrowdStrike paving the way for long success. CrowdStrike holdings up 1%. Yeah, I'm not seeing any particular market catalyst today, other than it's got earnings later. They had a catalyst yesterday. They joined Dell CrowdStrike and Dell Technologies joined forces to transform commercial PC cybersecurity. So CrowdStrike basically had a catalyst yesterday. New route to market via Dell. Short float at the moment. It's a higher stock. It's 215 million in the float and 8 million shorted. So it's not a huge short interest on CrowdStrike. Today, currently session volume just under 2 million. In terms of how many shares have been traded on CrowdStrike. Normally does about 4.5, so it's relatively low volume at the moment. So that's CrowdStrike. Well, that'll be the short squeeze kicking in, Puno. That'll be the short squeeze kicking in. So now we're getting a bit of a pullback on Weight Watchers. ETGX didn't. We've got this level up here. It kind of didn't. It struggled at the $20 level. High of day currently 2018. So it's kind of coiling at that $20 level. From break 2025, we might be back at the races, but if on the 5 minute, this is a nice healthy pullback. So 5 minute setup, you're looking at 2010. Can't join, Alistair. How can I join Weight Watchers and still maintain the catchphrase "a fat guy on the internet"? I'm just a fat guy on the internet. I mean, come on. I need my weight to be able to maintain that catchphrase. It's the biggest con job in the world. Weight Watchers and Slimming World. Slimming World is like Weight Watchers, but it's a quid cheaper. You know. For all you cheapskates, the meet on a Thursday evening, local community centre. A less fat guy on it. It doesn't have the same ring to it, and I've already got all my merch sorted as well. So I then have to put another word in. Oh no, it's just not going to work. Well, I think I'm done, guys. It's a 3K day across 2 accounts. So that's why I'm looking at this. Half goal, I needed to lock it. After yesterday, I needed to lock in a green day today. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm green, I'm going to stay green. I'll come back after I've walked the dog. And if you're in the Day Trade with Tony, if you're on the Day Trade with Tony course, if you're in the Day Trade with Tony Discord, I will, or on the a member on YouTube, then I will. I might be saying I'll come back after I walk the dog. If I start trading again, I'll have that private stream going, and you can all log into that one instead. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll be back at it tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. We're finishing green across both accounts today, so that's better than yesterday. And we'll do it all again tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.